and one kid at a time. I showed them love, discipline, support. I listened to them. I had to learn how to start listening to these kids. If we start listening to them, we might have a different outcome working with whoever their guardians are. Because we're with them, what, a blip of a time? Something fleeting. What do you leave them with? Like,
Hello, everyone. This is Netta coming to you today to have a discussion about youth in crisis. This is another flea living in prison. And today I have my distinguished panel. We have Phyllis, Raymond, and Craig who are going to join the discussion today.
But you're not giving him another option.
right.
How do you change that trajectory?
You're not giving him another option. So now it comes back to the politics, the community. You see what I'm saying? So when you come with the negative politics of I'm cutting the budget for this, I'm doing this, I'm putting this money over here. You put money on bike lanes and messing up the fabric of the streets when you could have just left all that alone and, we got a problem, and we could have rec centers. Look, Parkview Rec, born and raised. That's all I knew. Every day after school, whether I was doing right or wrong, I'm going to the rec. I got to show. If I ain't have a meal, then I can go to the rec and go in there and get a meal from the rec. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is like this. Kids don't even go to the recs no more because now the money's being pulled away from the recreation center. The building's still there, but we used to go skating. We used to go go-karting. We used to, all the experiences that ghetto kids, Section 8 kids, and all that. Swimming, all that.
For DuPont.
You parents didn't have money back then to take you on, you know what I'm saying, camping and all that. But the money was there because of very influential people like Burry, you know what I'm saying, that made sure they cared. See, you gotta have people at the top that show their love.
But if piggyback, everything that we're saying is funny because everything we're saying is based off of love. People give because of love. I want to see something change. They could be like, it's a tax benefit. But again, I'm going to choose which one I'm going to give to. I asked a kid the other day, I said, y'all don't pay bumper pool no more? They said, what's bumper pool?
Yeah, they don't know.
But the thing about it is, the regentrification, but that don't stop us. You know what I'm saying? So we got away from love and got where fire at. Everybody wants to make money.
Yeah, you want to.
They want these kids to be doing what they doing because if you got criminals, you can build jails.
Right.
If you got uneducated people, you can tell them anything. Because watch this, if we don't, and I'm glad we talking about this, if we don't save the youth, we can't go nowhere.
But here's another question, because it has to be relatable as well, right? Yeah. And so we can have old ideology, but we need fresh anointing. Right? Yeah. We need a freshness to reach the children, right? Because one plants a seed, another one water, and it'll get an increase. But what seed are we planting if they also are apprehensive about accepting what we're saying? Oftentimes, we have instances where we're talking at them. We talked about
listen,
right? We're not actually listening, and we're starving the community, right, from having this type of dialect through love, right? And so what is it that we can do to change that trajectory? Because I think oftentimes what we believe is that we have to do things on a grander scale. So if it's not seen, if it's not visible, if it's not, over the top, we think we're not making an impact. But each of us, like you said, each of us can make that impact on a daily basis. It's not just, a conglomerate of children. It's just one. You might see just the one. And you giving them a sense of love through you even acknowledging them.
Right.
A lot of times we're acknowledging them, even wrong. Even coming up with this segment today, I explained to Dwayne that I will not use certain verbiage because I'm not going to continue to curse them, right? Curse them with these negative connotations, YN and all of these things. No, they're children. What happened They've never been 54, but we've been 17. So how did we get a blind eye to something that we experienced ourselves? This is nothing new under the sun, right? So it's just a repetitiveness that's taken place. But where did we go wrong to say that we don't see the lens of somebody going in the same direction that we were?
Listen. And I left her with my famous saying, what's your end game? Because she made a series of decisions that ended not good. One kid at a time. Change them one kid at a time. I believe in planting seeds, you know. And like I tell them, when a kid meets me and what I do, they're not having a good day. So Miss Phyllis is going to show them that love. Miss Phyllis is going to listen to them. Miss Phyllis is going to discipline them. I get a different response, and this is for age and what you were saying about the young homie, the 19-year-old homie, and the big homie, 21.
Mhm.
I am the oldest one that does what I do. The rest of them are younger than me. And they say, Miss Phyllis, you get a different response from these children than we do because they're children. You're 30. Some of them are 17, 18. Our age limit is 21 years old. You 30. So they're looking at you like a peer. When I come into play, I am the adult in the room. And one kid at a time. I show them love, discipline, support. I listen to them. I had to learn how to start listening to these kids. If we start listening to them, we might have a different outcome working with whoever their guardians are. Because we're with them, what, a blip of a time? You know, something fleeting. What do you leave them with? Like Craig said, leave them with some love and a hug. That's great. I want to leave them with some wisdom. I want to plant some seeds. Who's your guardians? Have a talk with them. And I believe in the ripple effect. If you throw a pebble in a plastic lake, the ripple effect is going to go out. So that's the way I analyze what I try to do.
I don't want you to get it twisted what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna say it, right? And I'm gonna try to say it as, you know, as diplomatic as possible. Even when they doing wrong, right? It's no right way to do wrong, right? But if a person is doing wrong, if one of them is doing wrong, you gotta still help them
Yes.
in that wrong. You follow me?
Yes.
You follow me?
Yes.
You gotta help them in that wrong. Look,
When in Rome, do what the Romans do.
like, look. You know, this the flip side of it, right? And now, if that's what you choosing to do, because you saying like you adamant about this.
What's going to be the end game to that?
Yeah, but this the flip side of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the end game gonna be, but this is what the consequences is. See, one thing about with me, right? And I still battle with this today. You know what I mean? I only been out here for 28 months. You know what I mean? And did decades and decades in prison, right? And I still battle with this, right? But as I'm still maturing as a young man, a young adult, consequences.
The end game. Like
Consequences. Like I'm trying to recalibrate and accept that, you know, you gotta feel fear. You gotta fear. That's the only thing you should be fearing is negative consequences. You know what I mean? And I don't. And that's what they don't. They don't care.
No.
Because when you, and it's a scientific proven fact. Like I told you, I went to jail when I was real young. So, you know, back in the day, and Craig and Phyllis can attest to this, they was giving juveniles life in prison. But the Supreme Court had got the scientific, you know, studies showing that you don't start thinking rational until you're 25. So how can you punish a person that's 17 years old, you know what I mean, as an adult?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So the development, you know what I'm saying, isn't there yet for you to expect for them kids to do what you and I doing today.
Right, and here's another example to that, because why are we only punishing the youth? We're not punishing the systems that created the environment for the failure in the first place, right?
And we
And so what for me, the problem is not only encompass love, but it's a lack of identity. So it's, oh, you're an athlete, so I'm going to push you in that direction without even asking the kid if they like it, right? Or
Basically accountability.
right, it's oh, you're smart, so you need to go to college, and oh, you're dumb, so I'm gonna put you in the back. So we create these conditions of children from the start. That's why I asked the question, why is it that we can hug the infant baby and give it love and attention and protection, but somehow along the way we start to stray away as if that hug, love, and attention and protection is no longer needed.
this thing, girl.
And I know this is layers, like this is a conversation that has to have a conversation, but what I
Yes.
wanted us to bring in the final question is, do we have resources, or what resources is needed, not only for the child, so to Raina's point about community, not only for the child, but how do we bring it together collectively so that, children aren't faced with challenges that we have no coping mechanism for them to overcome. And that goes for parents too, because, just because I'm a mother doesn't make me a parent. Just because it's a father doesn't make them, a
A
parent.
daddy, right?
A daddy. And so, not only if we're talking about community, we're talking about the child's intimate setting, and then we're panning out to the systems that's available to each of them, right? And I think about Claudine, right? When in the movie Claudine,
You better
it's
stop.
evident that division was the ultimate goal. And
Yes.
the woman decided, I'd rather have the submission to the government rather than the submission to the
To
man.
my man.
And
right.
so the man is pulled out. And in that, there's a ripple effect, because you throw the pebble, there's a ripple effect of what that division looks like. And not only is a division in intimately, but now is a division systematically, because systematically I know that there's a division and I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it because guess what? I'm not going to teach your son. I'm not going to teach your daughter. I'm going to create another place for them. The other place where I can control the environment, right? And condition you to believe that you're something other than you are. So I strip your identity, I strip love, I strip all of these things. What you expect a child to do?
I read a book by Carter G. Woodson, Miseducation of a Negro. And you know what the thesis was? He'd rather teach a 0 to 5 than a 17, 15, or 30-year-old. Because everybody always saying, I know, and I have a solution. If you knew better, you'll do better. So when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and that's why we're having this conversation, because we're sick and tired of our children being lost. We got to start doing outreach, real outreach. Not, we having a function over here, everybody come on. Nah, come here, man. Love you, man.
On a one-on-one. On a one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? Like Phyllis was saying, she said that she tried to do one child at a time. But you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, like, it's like feeding a baby, right? You don't start off with feeding them solids. You start off with feeding them milk,
Yeah.
then soft food, you know what I'm saying? So even in their quest of thinking right is wrong, because they think that what they doing,
It's
the
right.
wrong, the wrong is right. You see what I'm saying? You still gotta be, I'm telling you, I'm doing this right now. You still have to be there through the storm of their wrong, right? But you feed them. Man, you went to school today, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Nah, you know what, man? Get your little car, but you going to school, right? Got your little girl, you know what I'm saying? These are the things that, but the whole time they so caught on this
They
negative
in a moment.
that they don't even see what you're doing. Instead of the 21-year-old, the 41-year-old is the big homie. Because now, oh man, he got me my first car. Oh man, He took me out hanging out with him, and we had a ball at the club. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? I'm showing you the same thing that what you think with your buddies that's really y'all crashing. But the same thing that y'all doing, you could do it on a smoother level. You know what I mean? You can get you work, go get you a job. You know what I mean? Raise your family, had you some kids. You know what I mean? You doing it because at the age that you are right now, and somebody would have had, no, I'm not even going to say somebody. If I would have been thinking the way that I'm think now at your age, I would have been a multi-millionaire. By the time I'm 30 years old.
Right. Because the hustle and grind is there
Exactly.
for most kids. The sense of lostness and confusion comes because there's no direction.
Yeah,
Right.
they don't have
But
any.
also, we have to realize we're hypocrites too. We come off hypocritical. And so in some instances, we talk about the church or what have you. You see Sister Johnson in church.
Right,
They see mom.
right.
Those are two different people.
Yes.
And so for a kid, sometimes kids don't come to the adults, one, because they're apprehensive that it's
Judge me and not listen.
right? And then on the flip side is I can't come and talk to you because you just tear me down.
Right. Back to what Phyllis said. I got a 19-year-old. She told her
We're
mother,
out of touch.
Mom, you think I'm 58?
Yes, she did.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. So it goes back to, that's what I'm saying. I had to sit back. I had to look what's going on. Because I can't just go for what Phyllis say or Netta say. And I had to see things for myself. Oh, nah. Y'all scared of them. That's why y'all saying X, Y, and Z. Oh, now, granted, I'm not just going to go to every hood or any, but the ones that's around me, oh, nah. Look, man, tighten up. Oh, you doing I'm going to get down on, I'm going to speak their language, or you doing anything. Oh, because look, when they look at me, they looking at me like they done heard all the stories.
Right.
They done heard, so for
Yeah.
him to be saying something to me, it's like,
Right.
oh, wow. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I say, they don't even know what the end game is. The end game is for you to get you a job. You know what I mean? Go to school. Don't go to jail. Don't get killed.
Right.
You know what I mean? Learn some respect for your mother and all the elders and all the women that you see around you. That's my end game. You see what I'm saying? But you gotta, like I said, you gotta feed it to them step by step, like little bit by little bit.
And it's funny he said that because I was talking to a guy that they have a nonprofit in DC, right? And they was talking to the kids. And you know what the kid said? They was talking about how much time he did. No, the kid flipped and said, if you did 27 years, I know I could do 27 years. You know, because he's talking about, and that's again, that's that mentality. So these nonprofits, they have to start, like mentor, you got to go at them differently. You can't just, yeah, I've been here, I did this.
They don't care nothing about that.
Nah, they flipping it.
Yeah.
Oh man, if you did it, man, I can come out and do the same thing. 27 years, that ain't nothing. You made it, I can make it. But it's bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that we're not looking at. Like when you said wrong and right, when you see that turn, that was a turn to hear that little kid say that. And when he told me that, I'm like, yeah, we gotta switch our game up. We can't go because they kids, they think we tough.
And then this is the thing. So it goes back to the accountability for us and the governments and so on, churches or whatever y'all was talking about, and who, these organizations. It's a thing. I'm talking about people that come home, dudes that come home, right? So far as I can remember, it's just been of late. You know what I mean? Like, we come home, we want to help the youth, and like, all right, we got these organizations, and you know what I'm saying? Back to what you said is about the tax, right? All that stuff, right? The main reason why I joined the Flip organization, right, is because, and this might go off a script a little bit, right? It's because they didn't give me that, I'm trying to get some money. I'm trying to get. It's really about helping the next individuals. About just not just the youth, but the community,
Good.
the world at large. You see what I'm saying? When you got people that genuinely care, like how Craig was just saying, like coming together as a whole, or coming with, we building, we getting ideas off each other. Man, when you go out here, man, you see somebody, come here, Sean, let me give you a hug. You know what I mean? He might look at you funny, but like, nah, I just want to give you a hug. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that right there, that hug, and just that, the positive, affirmations that you might give them within that hug, it might stop them from carjacking somebody.
Right.
It might stop them from going, breaking into somebody's house. You never know, you know what I'm saying? So you try to balance out, my scales was like this: negative, positive, negative up here, positive down here. So I'm trying to balance out my scales. So when people give me ideas like that, I need to do that to be able to bring it, bring my scales back there, because I took a lot from the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now, as a person, as a human being, I'm trying to give back, the good as much as possible, even if it's a little bit. I'm chipping off at a big boulder. I'm chipping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can crush the whole rock. You can't really. You gotta pick your poison when you dealing with you gotta pick it. You gotta pick it, because you can get around the wrong people and they got the wrong intentions, man. You know what I'm saying? With these kids, that's why a lot of these kids don't trust us.
Well, that's what I was about to say.
They don't
'Cause
trust us.
If you sense that an organization is wrong, the spidey senses of a kid is enormous to know when people are not for them.
Yeah.
Right? And so, just like you said, if I got a sense, then what are you doing when the parent bringing their kids? They coming to you earnestly. You said you can help my kid, but now my kid in worse shape than what it is.
And that's when that word intentional. We have to be intentional in what we do, and this is a base point, but we have to also be willing to put in the action.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like all that we know. It's like what Phyllis said. She the 50s and 60s, right? But I'm 70s and 80s. Every 10 years, there's a turnaround. And if you don't reset, it's just like God said, keep the Sabbath holy, right? If you don't stop, drop, pray, and reset, you ain't no good to yourself or nobody else.
Right.
And that's what we hear right now. Like, even from when Wayne said, Craig, man, send this out. I said, I blast it. I use my smartphone, what it is. Every time I get, when we have food drive, we had smiles, and I send it out. Man, I call him like, how many hits we got? He said, yeah, we got a lot. Even when I was a little late for the food, I said, I'm going to get on the live. You have to use everything for what it is. And I'm famous. I tell everybody, I'm a capitalist. I don't care what you call it. I'm going to work it till I don't work no more, till the wheel
Call
fall
him
off.
Ultimate Davis.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? When you give out love and you see something, because it's like you said, it's an avenue that we have to travel down. I tell everybody, stay in your lane. I'm just on the highway. I'm on the interstate. You got some people on one way, some people in alleys. So if you stay in your lane, we can, because it's one way, But if we stay in this thing together, everybody can do their part.
This has been a very enlightening discussion, a discussion that will be ongoing throughout Flip segments moving forward. So I want to thank my panel today, Phyllis, Raymond, and Craig, for the inspiration, for the knowledge, and more so the love and engagement and participation today. Flee living in prison is not just about the prison building, but the prisons that we live within our homes. And it's vital. It's a vital necessity that we offer and give our children real time and real life solutions to live and overcome the challenges of life. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
That was
Awesome,
good.
Carol.
Now, I don't know how much time we got left, but maybe our next episode,
Mhm.
we have been observing our children are illiterate. Our children are illiterate. I have a 13-year-old that couldn't read.
But you know why? You know what? Because every they going to school 2 days out of a week.
And
When it was snow and all that, we was
Right.
going to school.
when we started, she said, "What do I think the ratio?" I said, "Parenting, 80%, 20% of the influences."
Like
Like
they'll never
you
go to
were
school.
talking about fear. A lot of the teachers are scared of.
Yeah, yeah.
The parents are scared of. We have a saying, an unwilling caregiver. That's when Netta has had enough of her child and bring them to us. It's called an
Yeah,
unwilling
unwilling
caregiver.
Oh, that's something new.
No, it's not.
It's
No,
not
you
new. They
can
just
you
gave it a
can
name.
drop
They gave
your
it a name.
you can drop your child off
Yeah.
with us.
Remember
I've
back in
had
the
enough.
day, your parents said, "Get out of here and don't come back."
I've had enough. It's
Yeah.
called an unwilling caregiver.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Our children are illiterate. They can't read. They cannot read. And it is becoming an issue.
It's
And
an
we're
epidemic.
seeing they can't read. They
But
are
again, it's
illiterate.
the system. Again, it's the system.
Yeah, because a lot of
And-
people just want that
And
money.
it is insidious and it is
That ain't good.
intentional.
Well,
That we can do that, we can pick that up on the next one.
okay, because I was going to
That's gonna
say,
be our topic. Maybe I planted that seed that they're illiterate. Everybody go do some research and talk to some
That's
folks
not good.
in our
What is it called
community.
again? What?
An unwilling caregiver.
And what an unwilling caregiver is.
They get their child. That's
Yeah.
like they.
So would their child stay with you?
No, they
They
just try to
bring them
find.
to sit
it's
and
the same way you do a dog. You take the
Yeah,
dog to
back to
pound
the pound, right.
because you
Yeah.
don't want it no more.
Now we're gonna try to sit down and like, wait a minute, hold on. You can't just but
He's bad.
they will
But that's what they
present
do
their
when they send us
case.
to Camp Brown.
They
Nah,
I'm
no,
trying to
but your
tell you.
ass going back home.
No, some of them do. Listen, people don't realize they've been doing it for the longest. They just gave up a name for it. When your mother and mother say, "Get the out my house," and then don't
And
come
then
back,
People come and get you.
and guess what? You either go with your grandmother or you. And again, we touched on that, but now they gave it. See, one thing about society, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave it alone. When society want money or want to steal money, they give something a name.
Yeah, we're gonna name this
EDF,
John
but-
D.D.
Yeah.
What's John D.D.? What they doing over John D.D.? They just making the kids sit down in the chairs and giving them coloring books.
So maybe we can expound on that the next time.
Okay.